Hello guys, here with some sort of a breaking news or at least some information. If you follow the TrackMania Grand Leagues, had the open qualifiers this Sunday. It started at 7 p.m. and then had a 10-minute time attack seeding, and then the 16 best players then went on to play the three maps and to determine who got the most points and who would get the one slot that is now open due to Skies being disqualified from the TrackMania Open beta season. We had some notable names going into this event. Most notable, of course, the names like oNio, Tween, Wally, and Massa. There were different kind of bets for this. I had this TrackMania betting league. Tween was a favorite with 8 votes, I believe. Massa had 7 and oNio had 7. The others had more or less 1 vote each. The first map was Betweeners. It was played in step 5 of the TrackMania Grand League, so the sort of players that the winner of this qualifier will face. The map was won by Tween with a time of 9:33, followed by Massa 1 second behind, oNio 2.4 seconds behind, Yannex 9.8 seconds behind, and Coco 11.6 seconds behind. I think already on map 1 it was more or less clear that this was going to be a 3-man battle for the one spot, and that there were just those 3. Massa looks actually to be the best already on this step, but he failed a jump once. Had a 3-second lead before that, and I believe it was like 2 or 3 seconds behind after that mistake, but he still caught up because he was just driving faster on the other parts of the maps if you take away the jumps, I believe. Then, if you look at the times driven in disqualifications, compared to the step 5, all of the top 3 in this step, if they had played in the step 5, they would have finished top 3. So now that Massa has won this TrackMania Grand League, if he had played in step 5, he would have placed third in that, behind Spam and behind Rollin, I believe, but still like 7 or 8 seconds behind Spam. Then went on to the second map, which was this new map that we haven't seen before. This was a map that actually Massa won. He won it pretty clear. I don't know the official seconds he had, but at least 3 or 4 seconds there, and he seems to be more or less unchallenged here. Some people made mistakes, most notable, of course, Tween, who was looking to take third or fourth, but did a big mistake and then finished 7th, I believe. You had Coco, who finished second here. oNio finished third, who also made a mistake on the last lap. He was second before that. Afi finished fourth and Wally finished fifth. So going into the last map, you had Massa with a 17-point lead over both oNio and Tween, who were now equal. So the standings before the last map was if oNio or if Tween wins, Massa can finish 4th and still get in. If he finish 5th and one of them win, then they make it through. oNio finished 1st here, Massa finished 2nd, and Tween finished 3rd. Massa was even trying to, I believe, I don't know if he tried it, because I don't know if he played with cards on or not, but he was trying, at least from my point of view, to challenge oNio to get this first place. Did a mistake, but eventually had a solid lead over the others who was trying to catch up to him, and then finished second here. And is now in the TrackMania Grand League Open, or beta season, sorry. So that leaves what can we make of this qualifier? Well, I believe that now is at least, if it's not time to officially quit this talk about Massa being not consistent, not an endurance race, at least racer, at least have a pause from this. People said it already when the TrackMania Grand League was announced. This is not a format that suits Massa. They also mentioned it, I believe, for Kappa, simply because they said, oh, these are just tech players, these are good in rounds, they can drive fast in rounds, and of course Massa can see is having this, what to say, reputation of being risky in rounds, being sort of an emotional player. If he loses, then he can lose more rounds in a row, and if he gets wins, then he can get more wins in a row. And I believe people picked that narrative over to now to make it suit for endurance. But I spoke to Massa, he said that now his mentality has changed, how he goes into it. He will not try to super risk it. He will maybe have a little bit. He's not going for the world record every lap. So I have not said that, okay, this is not suitable for Massa, not suitable for Kappa, but I've not said that it's suitable for them ever, either, because I haven't seen any of them compete in endurance top race. They have, Massa probably played some of this F5s weekly and now Spans weekly just for fun, just for hanging out on TeamSpeak and so on, and then people say, okay, he's never winning that, how can he win TrackMania Grand League? But we have seen this weekend that Massa now puts time and effort into it. He's really motivated, it seems. He tell me he has never been more motivated, at least before this open qualifier. And it shows today he was faster on every map. Of course, he finished second on map 1 and 3, but he seemed to have the highest pace at least. So if he drives a clean lap, then he will finish first eventually, I believe. And that is something good taking into account when you're supposed to battle against the likes of Carl Jr., Pack, Scrappy, Kappa, and so on. So I just want to share that because I think that's the false narrative here that Massa is not suitable for endurance format, not suitable for a mixed environment. It's just that this probably takes more time to adapt to because it's not just tech, but we know what kind of level and what kind of talent a player like him has, and he will eventually adapt to it. You can see it with Kappa as well. He's now getting more and more into the format. Of course, he was probably more busy in the start of the season than he is now, and that might also be something, but it seems to be that people are slowly getting more and more used to having a different approach going into these different races. If I'm to run this up and to sort of summarize, can Massa become one of the top players or top 8 players that is supposed to make these potential playoffs? No official information about these playoffs. I just hear people talking about if we have to finish top 8, then we get some prize money, and then we will qualify for a playoff. I believe Massa will qualify, if at least if he continues like he has done this week. Then I find it hard for him not to qualify. He can even challenge for one of the top places. You have 5 steps left. If you get a solid amount of points there, you can easily catch up. It's not like, because that might be a good thing for Massa at least, that you don't get a certain amount of points after your positions. After the race, you take the points you collected in that step and then to your total. So if he wins 3 maps, then he will take that with him and into the total score. And of course you have this, I'm not officially confirmed it, but last step will have 2.5 times the points that the normal step have. So if you win all 5 maps, you will get 250 points. So make up your mind there, and you can already see what kind of points there is up for grab. Now I believe the top 3 is, if you Kappa's top 3 has like 144 points or something. So yeah, Massa makes it into the TrackMania beta season. What do you think about it? Can he come top 8? And if so, how high can he actually go? Or do you still buy into this narrative that the TrackMania Grand League, the endurance format, the mixed styles, and everything else that adds up to this event is not suitable for a player like Massa? Let me know in the comment section below. Just want to say thanks to the people who actually support the work I do and help move this channel forward. You have Genie Productions, you have Apotit, you have Nathan, and then you have a voucher. If you want to support the channel and the work I do in TrackMania, you can find a link for the Patreon page below. You get some sort of extra content there, but the most content is of course free and available for everybody here on this YouTube page. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.